Welcome back for another Clueless the series watch through. This theme song has been stuck in my head since the last episode. Does anybody else miss when sitcoms had proper theme songs with their own lyrics and stuff? I think the last show I can think of that did that was The Big Bang Theory, but I'm kind of out of touch with modern media at this point. I can't be the only person that goes about my own day-to-day life and pretends to have a theme song.
But she was a little pressed for time. So instead of
God,
cooking
home
it
ec,
for
is
3
that still a
hours at
thing?
250 degrees,
So
she
old.
just did it for an hour at 500 degrees. So the home ec teacher thought that maybe Dee should be in a class with a little less math. And the only other class during that period was drama. Well, she told me it was way fun, so I got a transfer and Meryl streaked my way over to the auditorium. There wasn't a seat next to Dee, but I think it was
You know,
fate,
one thing about Cher,
the only empty one
I feel like
was
if they
right
made this
next
show
to the
now,
most
they would try to
intense
make her a
looking high
total
school boy
bitch
I've
or
ever
just,
seen.
you know, have her be mean. You don't really have any, like, rich characters that are nice in modern shows.
Are you sure that you're
I mean, with Clueless, I feel like they kind of made her aspirational. She's like a good friend and she tries, and yeah, she's got nice things, but it doesn't make her a bad person.
People,
That's just my
please
interpretation,
excuse my
though.
tardiness, but I had a personal crisis I don't want to go into.
I mean, yeah, she can
Last
be a
night I
little
broke up with my paramour and
little
suffice it
snarky
to
when
say,
she needs to,
I'm
but
in
I
a
mean,
period
Cher is a
of
sweetheart.
Now, I've been informed that we have 2 new students. Cher Horowitz. Cher, do you have any theatrical experience?
Now see, this outfit,
I saw Cats 3 times.
the art teacher's outfit, like that's how,
No, darling. Have you done any stage acting?
that would be super fashionable
Well, I was
on
Glinda,
Vancouver
the
Island right
Good
now,
Witch
that's all
in
I'm
Wizard of
saying.
Oz once.
Oh, and when were you in that production?
Everybody in Victoria, you know, they think they're a Cher, but really they're the art teacher.
People, please. Even Kenneth Branagh had to start somewhere. And our other new student is Donal Miller. Donal, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, that's right.
And Donal, do you have any acting experience?
That is the most 90s beard,
guy in
sideburn,
Guys and Dolls on Broadway
sideburn,
last
what the
year.
hell, sideburn
He was a
combination.
guest star on Fresh Prince.
I saw that episode.
Like, who hasn't met somebody that looked like him?
So brilliant.
I mean, unless you're under 30, in which case.
Very impressive,
Maybe not.
Donal.
Oh no, I was watching House of Style that night.
Now, students, as you may know, we are holding open auditions for the school play next week. And the play we will be performing is Hamlet, the classic tale of madness and betrayal. All right, students, let's get rid of our tension.
So this,
with
hopefully
an
this
acting
episode has
exercise.
major
Everybody
theater
pick
kid
a partner
energy.
and let's
Wow,
do
I
real
can't.
work.
What is
And
this? I could start over, but no,
begin.
it's live, it's real, it's authentic.
Yes.
Nothing more authentic than a
Delve deeply into the other person's
random lady in the
eyes.
suburbs watching a
Use your
Clueless
whole instrument
show and talking over it.
and exaggerate.
Man, he is the oldest looking teenager. I think I'm gonna say that every episode. Every time they show a new character, I'm just like, wow, that is the oldest teenager I've ever seen.
He's so passionate that you could totally picture
Like,
him
I could play a
accidentally
teenager in the 90s.
Oh,
Maybe the
I gotta go.
80s.
Hi, Daddy.
I don't know how many of you have watched Unsolved
The
Mysteries,
secretary
but
called. She said
like
you're
the
supposed to meet
original
Mr.
one that was
Henderson
actually
at the
filmed in
deli
the 80s,
at
and
8
everybody
a.m.
just aged so much
And I
worse
wrote a
back
thank you
then.
note to the city
There'll be
councilor
this
for that
old
tall,
guy,
weird plant he sent over.
you know,
I hope you don't
balding,
mind,
gray
but I
beard.
gushingly referred to
It'll
it
be like
as
Jim
the
Bob,
Elm McPherson of
you know,
shrubs.
has been looking for his wife for the last 10 years. He's only 22.
You're becoming so responsible. You know, I've been thinking.
Like Cher's dad right there.
In my office,
If this was Unsolved Mysteries, he'd be like 30 years old.
job well done.
You're giving me a quarterly bonus?
No.
Did they have Britta in the 90s?
However,
Apparently they
I
did.
decided to extend
Maybe
your
I was just
curfew
poor.
to 10 o'clock on weeknights and midnight on the weekends.
Daddy, that is so way supportive of my burgeoning adultness. My life is on an upswing. I got a later curfew and a new Baldwin to strive for. But it was very difficult because Miss Crawford had us do such stupid stuff.
Oh man, a later curfew and a new Baldwin. Simpler times.
Let me guess. You found an object from a loved one had fallen onto the floor and shattered into a million pieces, never to be replaced.
No.
You saw like a bird fall from a tree, and it was half alive, and you ran to save it, but it died in your hand.
No. I know. You're really upset because your dog chewed your brand new Manalo Blahnik pumps. That's right. See, we had this dog, but he kept on destroying everything. So eventually, we had to give him to a dude ranch.
Oh, that must
See,
have been
everybody
very
needs a friend
emotional
like
for you.
Dion that you can play
Yes.
charades with like
Lost
this.
a lot of good shoes.
So I keep wanting...
How should we do our
I know, like,
Well,
logically
every
that's
movie
not
that
Helen Bonham
says the
Carter
actor
or
was
whatever her name
riveting.
is,
Riveting.
but
How
from
do you
certain
rivet?
angles, like, it could be, but I know it's not because she wouldn't have been old enough.
Oh, hi.
Hi. You guys reading Hamlet, huh? Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt.
Are you calling me fat? So, are you guys auditioning for the play?
Auditioning.
We're performing.
They might as well arrest us now.
Yeah,
for
he's
stealing
calling you
the show.
fat, and there's nothing wrong with that because we're all beautiful at every size. God, the show is so problematic. Is that annoying? I say something that I think's funny, then I look at the camera. Whoa.
I have to get cast in that play.
Now, girls, what will you be doing a scene from?
We've selected a scene from House of Style.
It's the funny thing about a show
and I'm
that,
Shalom.
or shows in general. Okay,
Eyeshadow.
gonna
Is it here
backtrack
to
here for a
stay,
second.
or
That's
just
the interesting thing about
This year's newest
90s teen comedies. Because, I mean, you could watch them as an adult and it's still relatable.
But is this trashy
I mean,
chic retro
nowadays they
trend
make
merely
the
to show
CW shows and
go-go?
stuff with
Perhaps
quote-unquote teenagers, but they're actually 30, and then it's
wise,
okay for the audience to be attracted to them so you don't feel like a giant pedo. But I feel like in the 90s when they had shows that centered around being a teenager or being in high school, it was just because like we all had the same universal experiences back then. Everybody knew like the rich popular girls, everybody knew the bullies, so we could watch these and be like, oh, I remember then. It was kind of nice growing up in a time when there was actually a shared pop culture experience. I mean, even if they made a show like Clueless the series now, like we just wouldn't have that same universal experience because everybody's become so siloed off. Maybe I'm trying to make too deep of a point with a show that currently has a guy walking around with a Nerf gun.
Yippee-ki-yay! You could take that to the bank.
What was that a scene from?
I don't even know if you could bring Nerf guns into a school now.
Actually, it was Die Harder.
It'd just be like, school shooters. Okay, what am
I
I...
was Bruce Willis.
I was
We're
Bruce
watching a
Willis, Sean. I was
Clueless
Bruce
commentary. I'm not
Willis.
gonna
No,
make
remember
jokes
when
about
we
school
were going to the
shootings.
weapon? I was
Come on,
Danny
Ashley,
Glover,
get it
and you were
together.
Mel
Focus on the
Gibson.
show.
Do like a composite of Brando's best scenes, because he's like the best American actor.
And this guy totally sounds like he has an accent, but he's trying to hide it with an American accent. Like,
Could have been a contender, Charlie.
maybe Australian. I'm
Instead of a
tempted to
bum,
look it up,
which is what I am.
but not enough to actually do it.
Now you come to me and say, Don Corleone, give me justice.
I tell you, our planet Krypton will explode within 30 days.
Get the butter.
Hi, Daddy.
20 minutes before your curfew. I like that.
Those bags are so empty.
People, this is the castle.
They just put something weighted in
Remember, there
them.
are no small
Like, I hate when you see somebody and you know they're carrying an empty bag or it's an empty coffee cup.
Look, I'm Polonius, and you're Laertes. That means I'm your dad. I guess we know which one of us looks more mature.
Sean, the only reason why I'm the son is because I wear braces. Another piece of ridiculous casting based solely on physical appearance. See, now I know how Pamela Anderson must feel.
The inequity.
I'm Ophelia, the leading lady. I knew I would get it. I don't believe it. I'm a handmaid.
It's blurry, so I can't quite see the costumes as well as I'd want to, but I swore that suit was covered in donuts. I was kind of here for it.
What's a handmaid? It means that you wait on me and do my bidding.
Also, are Brett's back in? I keep seeing
I'm a maid?
the claw clips.
Oh, did you get a bad part too?
I mean, I'm too old to really care what's in anymore at a certain point, because like if I wore it, it'd be like, okay, you're having a midlife crisis.
Oh, thanks.
But I don't want to fall that far out of fashion.
Some of the other
I
actors
have to
are going
like
this
know
poetry
what's
rave
going
Friday
on, but I
night
don't
over
have
at
to
Mobile
wear it
Java.
myself.
It's gonna start around 11:30. You wanna go?
I've heard it's way bohemian. I'd love to go.
This guy, like, I'm watching an old.
11:30, but my curfew
This is a
is
4:3 aspect ratio
you
show,
gonna go?
and I can still tell that guy's got
totally
crow's feet.
hammered.
Stop casting 40-year-olds as
Or not
teenagers.
to go.
Although I
Or
guess
to
they
just
kind of
not
did
want
because
to
the
keep
show
my
came out 30
curfew.
years ago.
Or it is better to hang with yon bodacious Baldwin. Methinks me dust must go. Oh, I don't even know what I'm talking about. All I know is that I love him. Yeah, it sounds great.
Also, I'm wondering now if Clueless was actually the first movie that showed a female character where she had an internal
I
monologue.
know, but how could I say
Like,
no?
not just
I'm totally in
voiceover,
love
but
with
she
him
kind
now.
of has like a Homer
Amber's
Simpson-esque,
there.
the
I
way
have
she
to
talks
go.
to herself.
Maybe if I borrowed an hour from
And I
next
think
week, then I
Clueless the
could stay
movie
over
might
here
have been
this
the
Friday.
first show
Why don't you just impress him with your acting?
to really do that. I'd have to do a deep dive into it, but
Cher, don't you get it? A
I've seen-
DiCaprio like Donnell would be way
so
more
it sounds like a
impressive
brag, but I
than
promise
acting.
you it's not. But I've watched
Then whether
like
that's in
every
private.
high school party movie. I went down a really weird rabbit hole during the pandemic, so
Places and focus. It's time to rehearse.
yeah, I think
Remember,
Clueless was the first one to do the internal monologue. Or the internal dialogue.
Yo, Sean, check it. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
Okay, do I have an Amazon order?
Hamlet time.
What's this?
Uh-oh,
Oh,
uh-oh, 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 uh-oh.
pretend that didn't
MC
happen.
Hamlet, look. Can't touch this.
Hey, I had a pair of pants like that when I was
Now,
pregnant. They were my fat pants, and they were the comfiest thing ever.
Betrayed. Your heart
I wanted
is
to give them a
crushed.
Viking
You're in a
funeral, but I
black
think they just
hole of
currently live in a box in my
despair.
closet.
Let me see it. Okay. Could truth, my lord, have better beauty than with commerce? Indeed, my lord. Excuse me, Cher, Dion.
It's so weird to
those are
see
not the
Phoebe
handmade
Price in a
costumes.
just a normal
Well, we're
t-shirt. Like I'm not even just talking about the
Continue,
character. I
Donald.
mean like the actress. I don't
It's
even think
some
she's
time
ever
of
just been in a normal
paradox.
t-shirt.
But now time.
I just can't work like this.
Oh, I was totally not impressing Danelle with my acting. Now I'd have to go to the poetry rave. Maybe if I explained the situation to Daddy. Daddy, I have to talk to you. I'm having a crisis in my drama class.
Your drama class? Cher, did I ever tell you that I was in my high school play too?
Oh, you were? Oh, great, then you will totally
I
understand.
played Ice in West Side Story. It was pretty terrific. Boy, boy, crazy boy. Get cool, boy! Got a rocket in your pocket. Keep cool, boy.
You know, Cher's dad was
I
actually
discussed
pretty
my interview
decent
with Daddy,
for a
and he
boomer
was so
parent.
happy reliving a hideous high
He took
school
an
memory.
interest, he was actively listening, although he did turn it
Sometimes you
around
just
and
have
make
to
it about
protect your
him.
parents from the harsh realities
So,
of life.
still kind of a cliche boomer, but like, you know, you can tell he's a loving dad.
That does not return my phone calls.
And I made a joke in the last episode about him looking like Chris Christie, but I mean, we see there, he is way more active than him, so.
Who are you talking to? Who?
Boy, this really seemed to be where the art crowd hung out. And no one knew was
Molten
going for
Java, the
natural
name of the
look.
coffee shop.
It's
So
like they were all mad at their hair.
here's something I've actually been thinking about for a while. When did we
My heart
stop
loved
calling
till now.
coffee Java?
For I never
Like
knew
when-
true beauty till this night.
I'm old enough to remember when
Now,
coffee shops were like
hi,
Java shops.
Place
When did they
very
become more of a cafe?
decorous.
Yeah, it's where I hang
When did
out
we
a lot.
stop using those
Can I buy
giant
you a
mugs
latte?
for mochas?
Sure,
Those were
but I
kind of
can't
fun,
stay too
right?
long.
Why? Do you have a,
God, I'm so old.
Don't worry.
Oh my God.
I'll get you home in time for Daddy.
No, it's just that my trainer.
I'm at
hates
least
it
as
when I'm
old as this
sleeping tight.
teenager.
I can't do as many reps.
After Ms. Crawford, I'm doing an interpretive piece based on Leonard Nimoy's book, I Am Not Spock. It'll blow you away.
Great. Contact at 11:40. So if he
The
goes on
character's
now
funny,
and does a
but god
5-minute poem,
damn,
there's still
guys like
enough
that
time to
are
get me
just
back home by
insufferable.
midnight.
And they're so real.
Assuming
This is
there's
actually
no
a
traffic on
very
405. I'm sure
realistic
Daddy will give
episode.
me a
I'm sure
10-minute
we've
cushion
all
for a
met
goodnight kiss.
the pseudo-intellectual,
Amber, I better not talk about my curfew.
poetry-loving teenager. I came talking over things. What you say about her dad and a goodnight kiss? I don't even know what's going on anymore.
Do my ears not point? Whither yon Klingon? I shall death grip no more.
I kept hoping Danelle would finish up soon, but I guess when you're that good an actor, it's hard to stop. I'm sure Daddy will give me a 20-minute cushion. Maybe I should call him. No, it'll just be a few more minutes, I know.
You know, this holds up way better than it should. If anybody's actually listening to the dialogue and not just me rambling, like, it's pretty witty. And, I mean, I don't know, I like satire, but I also consider Fuller House to be a piece of high art, which I may have to discuss in a future series. How many of you have watched Fuller House? Did you...
My heart.
I don't know, I got really into it when DJ went to Japan to try to stop Steve's wedding, and then she drops Steve's wedding ring or something. Long story short, DJ and Steve end up tackling this giant CG koi fish in Japan, and that's when I knew that I loved Fuller House, and that show would be miles ahead of most people's heads. Very highbrow. And this guy still looks like Danny Masterson. Maybe that's why he bugs me so much.
And don't speak to me.
Looks like somebody that was recently convicted of rape. Ugh.
Come on, share. Want to share a taxi?
Well, taxi?
And I think I've worn her outfit there, and I don't know what that says about me.
Not anymore. We're outie.
See, everyone thinks they're, or wants to be a Cher, but really they're
I loved your Spock.
Phoebe Price. I don't remember the character's name. I really should.
Well, as a matter of fact.
Cher, you know what time it is? It is 1 o'clock in the morning.
And this might sound
1 hour past your curfew. I was
silly, but like I'm old enough to know that the fact that they just had a random Asian actress in that role too was actually kind of ahead of its time. There were not a lot of Asian cast members in 90s shows unless they were playing a really racist caricature.
I was so happy that you trusted me, and then I disappointed you. Haven't you ever wanted to do something and you knew it was wrong, but you did it anyway?
No, never.
Daddy.
Well, once I had a client pay his fees in cash, and I was tempted, just for the moment, not to report it on my income tax. But I did. I reported it because it was the right thing to do.
That's because you're way mature. I know it's not an excuse, but isn't there such thing as a cute boy defense?
No, there is not.
I'm really sorry for letting you down, Dad.
But they have a really good father-daughter dynamic because, I mean, Cher knows she did something wrong. The dad knows
I'm gonna ground myself
that he has to give her a talking to, because even though she looks like she's in her 30s, like everybody in the show, she is a teenager and she still needs guidance. Look, you're talking things through. If this was my household, there would have been screaming. So, I don't know, maybe that's why I like shows like this. I'm like, oh look, happy families.
Drive a hard bargain. Come here.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with
Oh,
honesty?
touching moment.
I was way excited about performing in front of a regular audience.
Not inoculate our old stock.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery.
And when Dee and I came on with our new headgear from I Smell a Hat, well, the audience
Shows make you be
almost
so
totally
nostalgic,
lost
but not
it.
for the things you might expect. Like, I'm nostalgic for when people would bring real cameras out to events. I love just the shutter sounds. I mean, I've got a whole bunch of cameras right here. You can tell I'm kind of into that stuff.
Danelle was his really cool name. Turns out his real name is Donald, and he just dropped the D. Oh, that is beyond pretentious.
Where's thy father?
At home, my lord.
I didn't go to the cast party since I was grounded for my curfew faux pas. But I got
So
to
look, even
thinking,
Cher's dad was really
it's
into the
funny
play.
how,
Like, that's
deep
a
reading can be
supportive
like real
parent.
life. Like Hamlet was all, I'm so betrayed and bumming.
Okay, this Amazon
And
guy's
even
been
though
outside for
Janelle
so long. Am I
betrayed
getting
me,
my package or what? What's
betraying
going
Daddy's
on?
trust felt way worse. And maybe it was even my fault for thinking Janelle was so cool that it was worth it. Hip huggers in a midriff top. Oh, a 1-800 number. Like I was saying, the classics are always inspirational.
And borrowing the edge of husbandry.
There we go.
Step aside, baby.
LA, this is your wake-up call.
I see the light. I see the
And
light.
it's done. Thank you for sitting through another episode of the Clueless the series commentary.
Everything you need to start your day.
Well, I'll be back later with episode 3. Thanks for watching.